All right, folks, controlling the money is going to be crucial in an Iran deal. That's the subject of the riff. In dramatic fashion, President Trump announced U.S. negotiations with at least one senior Iranian official, only a day after he warned that U.S. forces would knock out Iranian power plants throughout the country. Stock market immediately surged. Oil prices fell, as Jerry reported. There are a number of possible players involved in these talks, but sources tell me there are certainly talks going on between the U.S. team and Iran and perhaps other intermediators as well. Okay, so we'll wait and see how it goes. Now, the president today said that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon and will not have any enrichment. And he also indicated he wants the already enriched uranium. He wants it. And if they don't provide it, the U.S. will go out and get it. The president also indicated there will be, quote, serious form of regime change, end quote. These are all things he wants in a deal. He also talked about oil money and the Strait of Hormuz. Of course, the Strait of Hormuz must be completely reopened. When asked by reporters who's going to control that seaway, he seemed to indicate joint control between the U.S. and somebody in Iran post-regime change. When the president told reporters on the tarmac in Palm Beach this morning, however, that maybe he'll control Hormuz and the oil and gas money, maybe me, quote unquote, he said. Well, that sounds even better. That is right there, tantalizing deal-making psychology from the master deal-maker himself, who has so brilliantly waged psychological warfare against Iran alongside military obliteration. Who controls the money post-war? It's going to go a long way in determining the success or failure of any deal. Not only who controls the money, but who controls where that money goes. This kind of thing would prevent Iran from continuing their state sponsorship of terror all around the world, including against America, the past 47 years. And hopefully all that will end. And that's the risk.